In this third section of the newsreel record of our invasion, these further graphic pictures show the consolidation of the beachhead positions and the thrust
Yes,
inland.
the Normandy invasion,
The weather was none
infamously
too good,
known today as
but the little
D-Day.
ships
In
trudged
today's
on
video,
manfully
we'll
to
be
the
going
beach,
over the
bringing
top 10
enormous
facts
support
about the
in
Normandy
manpower and
invasion.
weapons, and bringing also the mechanical needs of our Army and Air Force, the means to build our first airfields in France since 1940.
Number 10. To give some background info, D-Day was an invasion from the English Channel from England to Normandy and occupied France. The last thing Germany wanted was a raid in Normandy, but it turns out it might just be what they get. The objective of the invasion was to liberate northern Paris in the grand scheme of getting rid of Nazi control in Western Europe, and what better way to do so than by initiating a tactical invasion raid. The plan was that planes would drop paratroopers behind the coastlines to destroy roads and tracks to block inland German support during the invasion. Then follows multiple waves of planes, of which will bomb the German artillery on the beaches. The bombing will also create craters to serve as shelter for the incoming land troops. After that, ships of the main assault will load onto the beaches of Normandy and take over. Number 9. D-Day has multiple names. D-Day had names like Operation Overlord and Operation Neptune, each representing the different phases of the invasion. Operation Overlord was the codename for the Allied invasion of Northwest Europe. The assault phase, or the establishment of a secure foothold, was known as Operation Neptune. Operation Neptune began on D-Day, June 6, 1944, and ended on June 30th, when the Allies had established a firm foothold in Normandy. Operation Overlord also began on D-Day and continued until Allied forces crossed the River Seine on August 19th. D-Day is also known as the Invasion of Normandy, but its name as D-Day to be explained. The D in D-Day is a designation that was traditionally used for the date of any important military operation or invasion, according to the National World War II Museum. Number 8. The invasion was actually rescheduled due to weather conditions. Here is a letter that was drafted by General Dwight D. Eisenhower, the commander of the Supreme Headquarters Allied Expeditionary Force, to Superior in Washington, D.C., General George C. Marshall, Army Chief of Staff. The letter contained the general's comments on the satisfactory weather and favorable battlefield, stating, "Today's conditions are vastly improved by sea and air, and we have the prospect of at least reasonable favorable weather for the next several days." General Dwight D. Eisenhower needed a full moon, a low tide, little cloud cover, light winds, and low seas, all of which to ensure a smooth plan of incoming ships and planes. Low tides and low seas were needed for Allied troops to disarm the mines set up along the coast of the beaches. For the planes, a clear sky is optimal for dropping off paratroopers and bombs to the right locations. But the funny thing is that, despite the letter written by General, the weather did not turn out the way expected, and it led to a very messy execution of the Normandy invasion for the starting phases. Turns out, planes were met with cloudy skies, which made it difficult to drop paratroopers. In addition, cloudy skies definitely affected the bombing of German artillery, which left some beaches still armed with German artillery. Number 7. The invasion was a secret invasion. The Normandy invasion was intended to be kept a secret because secrecy is obviously important for an invasion to be effective. The Allied forces took many efforts to keep the location and date of the invasion in secret. Here is a paper at the time written by the Los Angeles Times paper. It reveals the secrecy of the Normandy invasion with, quote, "the locations of the landings unannounced," quote. Number 6. Fake armies were built. To trick the Germans of the location of the inevitable invasion, the Allied powers built fake armies because essentially the Germans did know from a strategic standpoint that there would be an invasion, but the question was when and where. Out of this was the creation of two phantom armies, one in Scotland to threaten an invasion of Norway, and the other in southeast England to threaten Pas-de-Calais, of which was the main place that Germany thought an invasion would come. Number 5. D-Day was an invasion on multiple beaches. There were invasions on Utah Beach, Omaha Beach, Gold Beach, Juno Beach, and Sword Beach. All the names given here are codenames for the beaches. Utah Beach invasion was led by the US. Omaha Beach invasion was also led by the US. Gold Beach invasion was led by Britain. Juno Beach invasion was led by Canada. And the Sword Beach invasion was led by Britain and Canada. Number 4. Beach Ohama's invasion was the worst. Ohama Beach was considered to be the bloodiest invasion site among the beaches that were raided. It was recorded that 2,400 US troops turned up dead, wounded, or missing. Apparently, the aerial attacks on Omaha Beach were insufficient and left German fortress all intact to spray down the incoming American troops. In addition, the Army intelligence underestimated the number of German troops on the beach. The beating was so bad that only 2 out of 29 amphibious tanks were able to make it onto shore, and the mission was nearly called off. It was only due to the perseverance and slow progressions the Allies made up the beach that allowed them to continue the invasion.
Overcame them, tough though they were.
Number 3. The invasion was the largest seaborne mission in history. D-Day has been recorded to be the largest seaborne mission in history, with huge naval forces, including 6,939 vessels, 1,213 naval combat ships, 4,126 landing ships and landing crafts, 736 ancillary craft, and 864 merchant vessels. Number 2. D-Day was very violent. Here is a newspaper given to show the monstrosity of D-Day, with multiple accounts of horde scenes at the invasion, given, quote, "The first 24 hours on this beach," a casualty said, "were a vivid nightmare of torn bodies, exploding mines, sinking barges, bursting of shells of blood, of filth and death," end quote. The news article showed the very unpleasant and violent nature of D-Day, with soldiers being picked off and sprayed down by German artillery or machine guns. This perfectly pictures a bloody scene of war that not everyone is suited to be in. This, of course, is a great factor in forever scarring soldiers with the infamous shell shock. Number 1. D-Day has inspired many films like the movie Saving Private Ryan, featuring the dude from Forrest Gump. It's a fun movie and you guys should definitely check it out. There are also many clips on YouTube with creative content creators that have made parodies of D-Day.
Tank! Target is locked!